Hey there, fellow explorer. Ready to trade those snow boots in for some hiking sandals?
Sounds good to me.
Because today's deep dive, we're going straight to the sunny landscapes of South Africa. I know you're itching for adventure,
Always.
and judging by your notes and articles, you're after something more than just the typical tourist spots.
Right. Absolutely.
You want those insider secrets, those hidden gems you always hear about, the stuff that makes a trip unforgettable, and we've got you covered.
What I think is so cool about South Africa is how it's set up for every kind of traveler. Every definition of adventure is possible there.
Right.
You can explore ancient caves one day and be sipping pinotage in the vineyards the next.
Speaking of caves, have you seen this article about the Cango caves?
I have, yeah.
It calls them an underground wonderland, and I don't even think that does them justice. We're talking truly massive chambers decked out with stalactites and stalagmites, sculpted over millions of years. Millions. Can you even imagine?
Yeah, and you've touched on something really interesting there, that sheer age of these formations.
This is mind-blowing.
We often see a stalactite and think, oh, that's pretty, but I don't think people realize how long it takes for even a centimeter to form.
Just drop by drop.
Exactly.
Yes.
Walking through the Cango caves is literally like taking a journey through time, witnessing these huge geological processes over eons.
It's got to be like stepping into a time machine.
Totally.
I can only imagine the stories those caves could tell. And the article mentions the tours are led by experienced guides, and it got me thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Having someone there who can actually connect those formations to, like, real historical events and geological periods, that's got to add a whole other layer to the experience, don't you think?
Definitely. It's the difference between looking and seeing.
Yes.
A good guide can point out formations that have been around since the dawn of humanity, formations that have been through ice ages and incredible shifts in the Earth's climate. They can help you understand the science behind it all. Appreciate the huge tapestry of time that's etched into every single rock face.
I can already picture myself there, just wandering through those chambers, the cool air, the light playing on the ancient rock. Okay, I think I need to book a trip, like now.
And once you come up from those caves, you'll find a landscape that's just as captivating.
Really.
But more on that later.
It's funny, we were just talking about coming up out of those caves into a new world.
Right.
And that's kind of the perfect way to describe moving on to our next stop, Cape Town.
Yeah.
This city is like this whirlwind of experiences.
Yeah.
A place where dramatic mountains just crash right into the ocean. And the history and the culture there are so vibrant.
And that itinerary you shared really shows that energy, that feeling of so much to see so little time.
I know, right?
But even with just 24 hours, Cape Town still packs in so many different things.
Okay, seriously, this itinerary has me ready to book a flight right now. Hiking Table Mountain, those views, exploring the Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. And don't even get me started on the food.
Oh man, the food.
It's a lot to fit into one day, but something tells me it'd be a good problem to have.
The best kind of problem.
About that food scene,
Mm-hmm.
there was something in your notes that caught my eye. Skilpadgies.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned this earlier, and I got to be honest, I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
What exactly are skilpadgies?
Fill me in.
Well, that's part of the fun, right?
Right.
The article mentions it's a traditional South African treat, but it's really vague on the details. All I got is that it translates to little tortoises, which honestly just makes me more curious. I'm picturing something sweet, maybe a little doughy, probably shaped like you guessed it, little tortoises.
Maybe.
But who knows, maybe they're savory. It's
Yeah.
like a total culinary mystery.
See, and that's what I love about checking out a new culture's cuisine. That element of surprise, trying flavors you've never even imagined.
Yeah.
That's what connects us to a place.
It's true. A good meal can be just as memorable as some amazing view or historical landmark. Speaking of landmarks, I noticed you highlighted Pretoria. What caught your eye about South Africa's capital?
Well, what's interesting about Pretoria is it's the city of contrasts. You've got these big historical buildings, monuments to South Africa's past. But then tucked away, you find these cute cafes, art galleries, a huge craft beer scene. It's a city that blends its heritage with this modern cosmopolitan feel seamlessly.
It sounds like a place you could spend days just wandering around, soaking up the atmosphere, and finding hidden gems on every corner.
Wow.
Which, speaking of hidden gems, The Blue Game Reserve really jumped out at me in your research.
Ah, yes, a perfect example of responsible tourism done right.
This Blue Game Reserve sounds incredible. From what I've read, it's not your typical tourist trap safari.
Right.
It's all about connecting with nature, really immersing yourself in the bush, seeing the wildlife in their element.
Exactly.
And the best part is they have accommodations for every kind of traveler, from these luxury lodges to rustic campsites. It's like they've hit the perfect balance of comfort and authenticity.
Yep. I think what's really cool about Blue is how committed they are to conservation. They're super involved in protecting endangered species, promoting sustainable tourism. It's awesome to see. It's not just about the money grab.
Totally. It's a good reminder that travel can be a force for good when it's done right.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of responsible travel, I saw you flag the section in one of the articles about first aid essentials for a bush break,
Right.
which not exactly glamorous, but definitely important.
Definitely. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of it all, wanting to see elephants and lions.
Oh, yeah,
But being ready for anything is key.
for sure.
A good first aid kit is a lifesaver in those situations. Always better to be safe than sorry.
It's like packing for every possible scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You might not need that bandage or that antiseptic wipe, but wouldn't you rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, you know?
Exactly. Better to have it and not need it.
Okay, so we've covered ancient caves, bustling cities, wildlife encounters, even the importance of a good first aid kit. It's crazy how much we've covered just by digging into this research.
That's the beauty of a deep dive.
I know, right?
It sparks your imagination, it gives you those inside scoops, and gives you what you need to plan a trip that nobody else has had. One that's just for you.
It's like we've given you all the ingredients, and now it's up to you to go create your own unique South African adventure. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, one final question for you. What speaks to you the most about South Africa? What experience are you dying to check out yourself?
That's a great question. And the cool thing about travel is it really starts way before you ever set foot on the plane.
So true.
It starts with that little spark of, I want to go there.
Yes.
And then it just unfolds from there. With every article, every photo you see, every conversation, like the one we're having right now.
So true. For anyone listening who's feeling that pull toward South Africa's energy, the landscapes,
Mm-hmm.
let your curiosity be your compass and your sense of adventure be your guide.
Here.
You won't be disappointed. Until next time, happy travels.